Hey everybody, Adam's back. Uh, I got a lot of good responses from the first Tek Syndicate Debacle video that I put up, and I kind of want to do a follow-up video. Um, it's been a little while now, and I've been keeping up with the forums, reading a lot of things, and we still don't really have any concrete answers to anything of what's happening. And I know this is going to take time, especially if legalities are involved. Um, considering the content that's come out on the channel since all this happened, you know, I'm not real impressed with it. I really thought the last episode of the Tech was pretty terrible. This is just my personal opinion. I feel like the way that Logan kind of laughed off the fact that mommy and daddy are getting divorced was kind of like a slap in the face to the community in a way. Um, again, I kind of have a vested interest in what's going on. Some people that aren't into it as much as some of us maybe might not understand where I'm coming from. I really feel that that wasn't the right way to go about it and to kind of chuckle it off. Um, his actions and his non-responses and his quietness, like, he doesn't have to come on and explain money. He doesn't have to come on and explain circumstances between him and anybody, but he could at least make it, out to be like there is some serious shit going on that has, weighted consequences on not just himself, but his actions are affecting a whole community. He really reminds me of my 12-year-old son that, when he gets in trouble or does something stupid, he always has to deflect it off and either make a joke about it, or it's always something else is the culprit or the reason why, things have gone to hell or whatnot. And the actions that Logan are going, portraying right now just seems very immature to me. Um, I'm kind of confused on some of the stuff he says. He said that he needed to do this, I guess, clean house so that he could envision, do his vision, and the, the way things he wanted to happen, the way things he wanted to happen, would is gonna bring better content. And the last episode of the Tech wasn't better content. For one, it kind of seemed like there really wasn't much tech involved or computer or anything or even politics that made sense. It was more like, here's a topic, and me and Rooster are gonna just kind of like chat about it like we're like nobody's actually watching this. And it was more like, I don't know, I couldn't get into it. I really didn't dig the flow of it. It's really confusing how Logan was part of his complaint about Wendell and everybody else was the fact that he wanted some kind of centralized thing where he wasn't having to communicate with people across the country and do all this, and he wanted everything to be based in Portland. But he even mentioned in the episode that Rooster was in, I believe, Florida. Did he say Miami or something? So I don't know. It's like there seem to be a lot of contradictions in places, and maybe I'm looking too far into it. Again, like I said, these are just my opinions. I'm not belittling anybody, and this is not a scold Logan thing. It's just things that I've seen and things I've paid attention to and things that I'm just legitimately concerned about at this point. Um, Again, in my first video, I was talking about how I take pride in the fact that I have Tek Syndicate stuff. I wear the apparel. I've bought countless things on off the store, and it was like I was a part of something. And there are a bunch of people on the forums that it kind of seems like want it to fail. Um, and I'm pretty sure whatever happens in the end, the community itself will survive, whether they keep the Tek Syndicate brand or not. But at the same time, I just don't feel like there's enough being done to try to preserve it, from the people that created it. You know, Wendell, I'm going to try to give him a small exception because he does try to update people when he can. I don't know if at this point he has legal counsel that's telling him to stay quiet on his side, because I guess you could say he has more to lose right now than Logan does. Maybe I'm wrong again, Uh, these are just, this is my interpretation. Kane, I know that at one point they put his Patreon, his new one, up on the forum, and it immediately got taken down, and then they had to repost it again. I do want to see Kane succeed. Um, I feel really bad whether or not he quit, whether he got fired or whatever of what's gone on and transpired. Um, he's a huge important part of Tek Syndicate to me. And then when he used to live stream, he used to talk to me in the chat. There was countless times that I tweeted him something and he directly answered back. Stuff like that goes a long way with me. I understand that when you're an internet personality, it's kind of hard to talk back to everybody. But Kane's one of those people that really will legitimately try to get back to you if you have a legitimate concern or question. And I appreciate the hell out of that. And I can kind of understand why he's keeping his keeping quiet on all this. I'm really confused at what the hell's going through Logan's brain right now. It's we've had a couple episodes of the Tek and a headphone video, and that headphone video was terrible. And somebody pointed out in the comments about the fact that everybody's name was still attached to the end, and thinking that maybe things were okay, and then he puts in the comments, oh well, I appreciate you reminding me that I need to redo all that kind of stuff, good looking out, it was people are trying to do him a favor. And I understand there's a bunch of people out there still supporting Logan. I mean, this thing started with him and it's going to end with him, whether it ends terribly, ends goodly, oh my god, I got so much going through my mind, ends in a positive way. But at the same time, I mean, you can't ignore the facts right now that it's really not cool that he's making light of a situation, and the content really is not any better off. I mean, it's degrading quickly. I don't know. I really feel like a part of me might be gone, dying off, and I was really thinking that maybe this would get resolved, or at least bounce back. Anybody that I would be concerned for anybody that's willing to go onto the team and actually work for them at this point, to be quite honest with you. I mean, knowing the track record and what's transpired right now, I mean, if Logan wants to be Steve Jobs and throw the band hammer at people that was a lifelong friend and somebody else that's been right there supporting him for 10 years, I mean, God knows what he would do to somebody that's just exactly an employee to him. I don't know. I haven't unsubscribed yet. I'm trying to give it a little bit of time, and I'm really hoping that Wendell and Kane come back with something. The Tek community right now just seems like it's in shambles in a way. I was watching, I'm not a huge fan of Joker, but I kind of like watching their little TGW thing to have in the background, because the Tech Yes City guy, Brian, the Australian guy, I kind of like some of his videos. I like his little budget builds and stuff, and then it turns out they met each other at PAX and didn't like each other, and then they not doing the show together anymore. And I thought it was really unprofessional on the TGW they did together when Joker called him gay and started kind of making fun of him and stuff. And I don't know, I mean, it's really weird that, like I said, it hurts in a way, because it's my weekends have always been, I do my stuff, make my videos and everything, and then on Sundays I always make time for my kids, but then we sit in the living room and watch, my YouTube shows. I mean, my main entertainment intake is YouTube. I don't have cable TV. My kids and my wife all watch Netflix and TV shows. This is the way that I consume any kind of entertainment. And when the biggest community that I actually pay attention to is falling apart around me, it really hurts. I mean, I don't know if this is the end of the greatness or the beginning of a new era. I'm not sure. I can't call it. I'm really lost and confused. as many of y'all that have seen maybe my first video, if y'all go back and if you look at my channel, you know, I have a few tech things, but mine's mainly like Dragon Ball Z stuff, and it's I'm working on moving my channel around a little bit and trying to get more tech content on the channel. Um, and I've actually made a couple other channels. I do have a Majin Zendo tech channel that's still basically under construction and starting off. So I mean, I understand, like, and the point of saying this, it's not a plug. It's the fact that you know, I understand how stressful it can be for like people to actually want you to put content out, and then to have other people that you work with and collaborate. It just seems like they've been in this long enough to where you shouldn't have to wing it, and it just seems like Logan's winging everything right now. And you know, and it's not disrespect towards Rooster, but it's like I feel bad for the guy, because I'm glad that he's willing to step up to be part of the show, but at the same time, it's like you would, if Wendell and everything would have been fine, you wouldn't be part of it right now. You know, I don't know. I feel, you know, he's just a placeholder until Logan gets his, you know, his perfect crew in Portland, I suppose. I don't know. Like I said, his attitude, and it's portrayed on camera. He's got like this chip on his shoulder, and it's portrayed on camera right now, and you can tell that like he really feels, I don't think, like he did anything wrong. And maybe he didn't in his eyes. You know, I mean, like, if he owns 70% of the company, then so be it. I mean, he has the call to do what he wants to. But at the same time, it's just really shady. And the fact that, you know, the blocking people on the forums and the taking down posts, and I don't know. Again, you know, I don't want to get into a bunch of speculation. I can only say what I've seen. You know, I just found it really funny. Pistol had a lot to say at first, and now all of a sudden she's like went into hiding. I haven't seen anything else from her. You know, I'm not looking really for the whatever Logan explanation is. The next big step, I believe, for me is for whatever Wendell puts out, and that's just the truth. Wendell or Kane, and hopefully that'll be sooner than later. But I'll tell you right now, I mean, just from my personal feelings, it's getting really hard to care enough to watch anything that's coming out on the Tek Syndicate channel, and as a placeholder until this blows over, because the content's just going downhill. If you like this and you share my opinion, please give me a thumbs up, comment, let me know how you feel. Again, this video is probably not for most of the normal people that subscribe to my channel. I just had a great response to the first video I put out, and as a dedicated member and somebody that actually feels passionate and cares for the community and feels like part of their soul's been taken away, I just kind of wanted to do an update and a response to my own video. So I appreciate everybody watching, and I will see you later. Have a good one.